So today we're going to be doing an experiment about solubility, and to make it a little bit more fun and interesting, we're going to be making pink lemonade with Crystal Light drink mix. So for the materials, you're going to need Crystal Light drink mix. I just got a 10-pack. You're going to need a spoon and some clear cups and water, and I'm using Aquafina bottled water at room temperature. Okay, so before we get started, let's talk a little bit about what solubility is. Solubility is the ability for a solute to dissolve in a solvent, creating a solution. Now, every solution has a solute and a solvent. A solute is what gets dissolved in the solvent, so it's the dissolving species, and then the solvent is what the solute dissolves in, so the dissolving medium, creating a solution. And a quick and easy example that we can use is salt water. So in a saltwater solution, we'll have salt as the solvent since it's being dissolved in the water, and then water as the solvent since that's what the solute or the salt is dissolving in, creating a solution of salt water. So for our experiment today, our solute is going to be the pink lemonade Crystal Light drink mix. Our solvent is going to be the water or whatever water you decided to use. And then our solution is going to be a yummy, yummy pink lemonade drink. So, we've already discussed the basics, but to go into even more detail, a solution can either be unsaturated, saturated, or supersaturated. And we'll talk about that more when we get our experiment started. Okay, so I went ahead and filled up each cup with about 8 ounces of water, and now we'll talk about each of the solutions individually. First, we'll talk about an unsaturated solution. An unsaturated solution is just basically a diluted solution. So we're going to open up our packet and just pour a little bit of the drink mix into. So if we mix it up, so as you can see, an unsaturated solution is fairly light compared to what we'll see in a saturated and a supersaturated solution. Next, we're going to talk about a saturated solution. So a saturated solution is the maximum amount of solute that can be dissolved in the solvent at that given temperature, also known as the saturation point. Now I'm going to add the solute into this water until we figure out what the saturation point is. Okay. So I found the saturation point after I poured in about 2 big spoonfuls of drink mix. Finally, we're going to talk about a supersaturated solution. So at this point, honestly, you can just pour in as much drink mix as you want. So what we're just gonna need to see formation at the bottom. So leftover drink mix at the bottom, which will indicate that we've passed the saturation point, indicating that the solution is supersaturated since no more of the solute or our drink mix can be dissolved in the solvent. So I'm going to have to open another packet. So I'm going to continue to add until I see formation at the bottom. So I went ahead and added a few more packets of drink mix to the solution. And as we can see, if we zoom in, you can see crystals at the bottom, or the drink mix that didn't mix because it passed the saturation point. So this would represent a supersaturated solution. Okay. Just to wrap things up, we're just going to do a run through of everything that we just did. So here we have our unsaturated solution, and as we can see, it's a lot lighter and a lot more diluted compared to our saturated and supersaturated solution. And over here we have our supersaturated solution. And here we know it's our supersaturated solution because we have extra drink mix that settled at the bottom compared to the saturated solution where we reached our saturation point where no more, or we hit the max point of solute that could be dissolved in the solvent. So I hope you guys enjoyed this experiment. It was very fun. Now you can taste all of the drinks. This one's probably not going to be as good because it doesn't have as much drink mix. And this one's probably going to be very, very sweet because we added a lot more drink mix compared to this one, which is probably going to be your nice medium.